Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. I am State Senator Adrienne Johnson of the 30th Illinois Legislative District. Welcome to our latest episode of our multimedia show, In the District. And this show affords our guests with an opportunity to amplify the great work they are doing in the 30th District, Lake County, and beyond. As a reminder, new episodes of In the District will be uploaded on all of our social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Make sure you subscribe for instant access to new episodes. If you would like to participate in one of our upcoming shows, please contact my office at 847-672-6201 or submit a request online at www.senatoradriennejohnson.com. Today, I'm so happy we have Elizabeth Thielen, professional counselor and problem-compulsive gambling counselor for Nicasa. Thank you, Elizabeth, for being with us today. I'm so excited to be
here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. We're so happy to have you today. So thank you very much. Nicasa is doing an amazing job of transforming lives of so many people in the 30th District in Lake County through your various services. And we want our viewers to learn about the great work you're doing at Nicasa and some of the resources that you make available to residents. Elizabeth, before we get started, would you like to make a few remarks?
Sure. I'm just happy to be here because there are a lot of things that face our community members that are either confusing or people don't talk about. And the more we can talk about it, we can realize, hey, we're all facing the same things and there's help out there and there's no shame in reaching out for that help. So thank you just for highlighting some things that are going on in our community and where people can turn.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, let's get started. So Elizabeth, what is the mission or goals of Nicasa?
Well, we want to transform lives one person at a time through our behavioral and social health services. And we have a broad range of services from mental health, substance use, family services, prevention programming, teen court, and gambling services, and more.
Oh, great. What a great mission. And you are really changing lives, one life at a time, making a difference. So thank you for the great work. And then what are some of the services that your organization offers?
Well, our core services started out as substance use services. We were actually started back in 1966 as part of a grassroots effort to offer services for people who are struggling with alcoholism. And we've really branched out, and we kind of liked that vision of a tree to branch out from there because we know there are so many issues and conditions that can face individuals, families, and communities. And that's why we've really grown to encompass all sorts of behavioral health services, including mental health, including prevention of substance use and mental health conditions, in-school programming, after-school programming, teen court, which is just a really wonderful restorative justice program, which is a great alternative to the traditional criminal justice program, as well as family services and a halfway house in Waukegan. And then our gambling services are something we're really proud of. We've had them for almost 20 years now, and that's another response to community needs. As gambling expands, so can the impact on people and families. And so we did develop programming to really help people who might be impacted.
Oh, that's amazing. Great work. Yes, because we know that gambling is an addiction. So it's great that you're able to provide services to help people with that addiction. And what are some of the initiatives your organization is currently focusing on?
Well, we really want to make sure that as gambling expands, likewise, there are opportunities for the community to learn about it because it's really something that there's risks involved, and it can, in many people, develop into something like addiction. It is actually the only non-substance addictive disorder that's recognized by the American Psychiatric Association. So we want to help people learn more so that if they choose to participate, they can be safer about it, that we can help prevent it turning into a disordered form of gambling. And for those who have been impacted adversely by gambling disorder, whether it's the gambler themselves or their loved one, that we can provide counseling to help them with that.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Good work. So does your organization have any legislative priorities that you would like to highlight?
Yeah, I really think that we've all seen around us that there are many more opportunities to gamble than ever before. It's kind of all around us. And actually, here's my phone. I could be gambling on my phone right now,
Yeah.
unbeknownst, because it's that accessible now. So with the expansion, it's so important that come along with it support for prevention efforts, for treatment, and for recovery. One of the amazing things that Illinois has decided to do to try to be proactive is to fund a large scale prevalence study. And so that's been ongoing, interestingly, during COVID. So it's definitely a different time to conduct such a huge study, but there has never been a large scale study of gambling and the impact on Illinois ever. And so to find out what is the scope, how are people being affected, how many people are affected, who's affected, are certain people affected differently than others. And so this study has concluded as far as data collection. We're so excited to hear what comes from it. The reports are going to be generated very soon so that all of us can use that information in a very informed way in the work that we're doing to prevent and treat gambling disorder.
Now, I think that's really fascinating and is really important. And I was so happy that I was able to attend one of your events at the Genesee Theater. I believe it was back in June, right, Elizabeth?
Yes, it was. It was pretty much 3 months ago.
3 months ago. And because you want to hear the other side of the story, because you're right, as gambling is becoming more prevalent, more accessible, you do want to look at the other side of the story. And I was so glad because I believe you had Dr. Sandra Adele there. And I love her book, Confessions of a Slot Machine Queen.
Yes.
And this is such a great book. I read it, and just about her story about being addicted to gambling. But more importantly, though, she wanted to help people as well. To your point, and as gambling is becoming more accessible, what can you do about it? So I'm so glad to hear that Nicasa has those services available to residents in the 30th District and Lake County.
Yeah, and I thank you for bringing up that event because bringing in people like Dr. Adele really can help people realize, hey, this is something that's all around us and it can happen to anyone. She is a remarkable woman in her own right, an actress, a model, a college professor, and it happened to her. And it is not easy to tell your story about something that people don't really know about, they don't think about. And if they do, they probably have some misconceptions that are not accurate. So I think it takes a lot of bravery and dignity to come out and say, this happened to me, it could happen to you. And to do that for the sole purpose of trying to help people avoid dealing with a similar circumstance, and also to highlight issues of the disparities of help that's available and how different people are affected in different ways by these things that come into our communities. So that event was really amazing. We will probably bring her back because she's got so much to share. When she concluded her presentation, it was silent.
It was,
a pin drop. And I was the speaker, and I couldn't speak. I was speechless. And so we will probably bring her back, and we will continue to provide opportunities for our community to hear from people who've been affected by gambling and by other behavioral health concerns that many people suffer in silence with, and really need to hear stories of hope from other people.
Absolutely. Yes. Thanks for that. And then, Elizabeth, what are some of your organization's upcoming events?
Well, we have one event that is monthly that's really exciting, and it's our Teen Problem Gambling Focus Group. And so this is a group of local teens who every month learn about teen problem gambling, and then they come together to develop marketing and educational awareness materials so that their peers can be educated and make better choices, as well as the parents and the adults who care about them. And so they've created actually 2 videos to share information about teen gambling, sports betting, and the effect on NCAA athletes that are up on YouTube. And so they're very creative, and they're sharing information in a way that other teens need to hear, because they don't want to hear it from this 47-year-old woman.
They don't want to hear from their parents either, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And the parents need to hear it too, because, we're much more informed about alcohol and underage drinking and the consequences of that now as a culture, but we're not so much when it comes to teen gambling. I mean, people still give lottery tickets to teens and at the holidays or in graduation cards, or even might be bringing them into sports wagering on their phones or at games. And so we have a lot of work to do to raise awareness that inadvertently could lead to those very young people developing a gambling problem. So I'm so excited and proud of these young people for coming together. So that's monthly, and it's something that other interested teens can join. And then if there's adults who just are interested and they want to know, well, how can I help? You can help get the word out, share the videos that these young people create, and then also make opportunities for these youth to come into your group and talk about it. So they're actually preparing themselves to do presentations themselves. So that's one thing that's coming up that's so exciting.
Oh, that's great. And then I know we were also talking about there's another event with a professional boxer that may be of interest.
Yes, so this is really exciting, and just a little bit of background. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but back in my day, I was actually an amateur boxer for 5 years during college, undergrad, and graduate school. And as much as I like to think I did well, it pales in comparison to the career of Christy Martin, who is just really probably the most well-known female professional boxer, right up there with Layla Ali. They actually did enter the ring together one time. And she has recently been featured on a docuseries on Netflix, and it shows a story of what she lived with that nobody knew. And we are going to partner with her so that she can share her story, because again, we know that people deal with mental health, trauma, substance use, gambling, all in silence, and nobody around them knows what they're struggling with. Right. And people can feel without hope. And her story is compelling. Her fighting spirit just could not be extinguished. And we're hoping that just having her come, and it's going to be by Zoom, so anybody can join. It'll be during the lunch hour. So hopefully we can get a lot of people there to hear her story, and her story of perseverance and hope and determination. And so I'll be sharing that information online and on LinkedIn and everything. And we hope to get a lot of people joining us over their lunch break.
Oh, great. Well, I certainly will plan on attending unless I'm in session, but definitely plan on attending. Well, that's wonderful, Elizabeth. Now, how can people reach out to Nicasa? Can you share your social media accounts, website, email addresses?
Sure.
Or email accounts or website?
Yeah, really the easiest way to contact us by email is info@nicasa.org, because that's easy to remember. But we also have a YouTube channel. And so if people just go to YouTube and search for Nicasa Behavioral Health Services, they can find our channel. And on there, they'll actually see those videos that those young people created, but they'll be able to see the entire, we did a virtual book club event that featured Dr. Adele's book, Confessions of a Slot Machine Queen, and interviewed her. So people can view that entire interview with her on our YouTube channel. So I would really recommend that. And then Nicasa does have a Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter, and we have TikTok as well.
TikTok,
and
that's great.
And our young people are going to be in charge of coming up with posts for that. But our Facebook page is facebook.com/Nicasa Behavioral Health Services. And our Twitter handle is Nicasa BHS, and Instagram is Nicasa Behavioral Health. And so we hope that whatever way works for you, that you will connect with us, because we have a lot to share. We will do free workshops in person, by Zoom, whatever works for you, on the topic of disordered gambling, responsible gambling, teen gambling, seniors and gambling, military and gambling, anything and gambling, video gaming and gambling. And we will be happy to talk to people about it.
No, thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And I've been saying Nicasa, but it's Nicasa. And so sorry about that. So, Elizabeth, thank you again for joining us today and sharing information with our viewers about the important and meaningful work you and your team are doing at Nicasa by offering a range of behavioral and social health services, including substance use and mental health counseling, parenting family services, and prevention programming, as well as the gambling services. And I like the teen court, and that's really great that you offer that service. And then of course the gambling services. And we just really appreciate all that you're doing. And I look forward to working with you in the near future and having an opportunity to attend many of your events in the future.
Yes, and we hope to see you there too. And so remember, info@nicasa.org, all the information you need, I will go ahead and share that.
Great. And before we wrap up, I just want to share some events from the 30th district. So we have our Coffee and Connect that's coming up. And this event is open to all community members. It is an informal way of providing feedback to us. I'm there to listen. And it's going to be on September 25th. That's Saturday, September 25th, from 10 o'clock a.m. until 11 o'clock a.m. It's going to be at the Purple Sprout, and that's located at 364 Lexington Drive in Buffalo Grove. And then we also have from time to time mobile office hours. And then again, more opportunity to meet with me during our mobile office hours. We're traveling throughout the district. We meet at parks, we meet at farmers markets, we meet at libraries. We want to make sure we bring in our district office to where the people are. And so remove any barriers in access. And so we want to make sure you come out to see us. Check our website out for future events and our social media. You can go to our website at www.senatoradrianjohnson.com. Take care. See you next time. Bye.